Is it closed?
It's what closed?
Safe injection site. Can I get in this way?
How's it going? Sorry.
Dominic, how you doing?
How you doing, man? This doesn't look good.
It's not pretty at all. We got 2 deceased here. One of them, as you can see, is a constable.
Do you have a name for him?
Yeah, Stuart Blake.
Stuart Blake. You didn't know him, did you?
Don't think so.
Uh-oh. Take it, this is the murder weapon, the screwdriver here, is it?
Yeah, his partner pulled it out of his neck. He's just over here.
Did you get a statement?
Yeah. You want to hear what I got, or you want to talk to him yourself?
I'm going to do an independent investigation, so I'll be talking to him, but geez, I'd love to hear what he's been saying.
Okay. So the constable here and his partner, they're hanging around outside the injection site here.
Yeah.
The deceased here is Gene Lowry. He's trying to get inside, right? Somebody's in there with his dope. He stole his dope, ran inside, apparently. Okay. So they're preventing him from getting in. He gets upset, starts trying to fight his way past him. This constable here gets a hold of him. They start to wrestle. Pulls out the screwdriver, stabs him in the neck. Now they're swinging around in circles out into the alley here. He manages to stab him again right in the throat.
Right in the throat. It's okay, there's three wounds.
3? Yeah.
I can see.
So the other constable over here draws his weapon, tells the guy he's going to shoot him. He doesn't feel safe to get off a good shot because they're still swinging around in circles, right? All of a sudden, this constable starts to go down. He lets go, takes a charge at the other constable. He's already drawn
Takes
on
a
him.
charge at him.
Shot him point blank.
Any witnesses to that?
No one's come forward so far.
I'm not really surprised there.
Hey! What's happening? What's going on down there? Need to make these crap and I don't know.
Sorry, you okay? You guys started a campus here? Because I bet we got a witness. Somebody must have seen something from one of these windows.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of hostility on both sides, though, so we're getting nowhere so far.
Hostility, eh? Yeah. Okay. Oh, what's happening with this gentleman here? Oh. There's 3 wounds here, too?
Yeah, the officer just remembers firing one time.
One's in the back.
I saw that.
You see the gun?
Yeah, it's in my car. 3 rounds gone.
3 rounds. Okay, who phoned us in?
He did, Constable Dan Archibald. Yeah, he tried to resuscitate him himself, but by the time the paramedics got here, he was dead already. They seem to take a little longer than they usually do to get here.
Okay.
You want to talk to him?
Definitely. Just let me grab some pictures here. I'll be right over there. Constable?
Sanjay, it's good to see you again.
Thanks for coming over.
Oh, no problem. I was just catching up with the office.
Do you have time for a drink? I need to ask your advice about something.
Sure.
We've got a problem in City Hall.
Yes, we do.
Now, I have an idea that might avoid a bloodbath, but I'm going to need your help.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
I don't think I fired more than once. I guess I didn't realize that I kept shooting.
Okay, can we just back this up a couple of steps? Hello? You mind asking a couple of questions? You okay with that?
No, go ahead.
When you came upon Mr. Lowry, where was he exactly?
He was at the back door of the injection site. He was kicking at the door.
Okay, and you were in the cruiser.
Right, yeah.
Okay, because that car was parked like way down there. Did you move it?
Yeah, we pulled past him a little bit and we got out down there.
What was the reason for that? Was there a reason?
I guess Stu wanted to get him away from the back door or something. I don't know.
Okay, no problem. So you got out of your cruiser and what did you do again?
We approached him and we asked him to step away from the door. He kept banging at it, screaming about somebody ripping off his fix and going inside.
Right, okay.
So we tried to lead him away, but he was pretty high, you know? He was screaming, agitated. And Stu tried to get him handcuffed.
Okay.
And he got the one handcuff on him.
Okay, now hold on now. You had him up against the wall or up against the cruiser?
Against the wall there, yeah.
This wall right here?
Yeah.
And you were standing where, yourself?
On the Stu's left or behind him.
Behind him to the left?
Behind him to the left.
Right towards me. Okay, so then you said that your partner got the one handcuff on.
And then he dug into his coat pocket and he pulled up the screwdriver.
Right.
I mean, I didn't even know what it was. You know, he was swinging it so fast. And Stu had him and he banged him up against the wall, but they kept kind of spinning into the middle of the alley.
At what point did you pull your weapon?
As soon as I saw he had a weapon.
As soon as you saw you had a weapon?
I kept yelling at him, you know, like, drop your weapon, I'm gonna shoot, drop your weapon, I'm gonna shoot, but he didn't listen to me. And Stu was yelling at him, he was swearing at him. They banged into me once, and then Stu went down, stumbled, I think. this guy, he turns towards me, right? And I warned him one more time, but he didn't listen. He kept screaming at me and charging at me, and I shot him.
And what we got here is we got 2 shots in the chest and we got 1 shot in the back.
Yeah, I don't remember firing him once.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say? I mean, you get a chance to see more later, but just while it's still fresh.
I gotta call his wife.
Okay, I understand how you feel about being on the good night.
I gotta call her
now.
pretty soon, okay?
Well, somebody else can do that. Not necessarily up to you right now. Do you have any injuries yourself?
No.
Do you have any injuries yourself?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, I'm sorry about your partner. Could you just hang on? Just take a couple of minutes here, okay? Your situation I got going here, right?
It's going to be a difficult one for you to handle independently.
Well, I can handle it.
I'd rather you let me.
Why? It's not your area.
Well, you can understand that people say that you're not exactly the best front man for this.
I want to handle it.
Look, people are going to be calling for the closure of this injection site. Now, you'll be better able to argue against that if you're not investigating it. They're going to say that you're compromised, that your only intention is to keep the site open.
I am not going to spin this one way or the other.
Dominic.
Yeah.
Bob?
I...
So what do you think?
Well, I think we ought to do our independent investigations and try and figure out what the hell happened here.
Any reason to doubt the constable's statement?
Not really. There's some stuff that needs clarification, as far as I'm concerned. But I think what we're really dealing with here is a very intoxicated individual, and then things went completely off the rails.
Seems to be a discrepancy as to how many shots were fired. What do you think's happening now?
It's not unreasonable to assume that he might got mixed up about how many times he actually discharged his weapon. I've seen that before.
So you're going to assign this to someone else? That's happening?
No, I'm going to stay with it.
I might have a problem with that.
You know, you can take whatever position you want there, Bill, but I imagine we would see things from different perspectives, but why don't you judge me after I make a report?
All right.
Okay?
So we'll talk tomorrow.
No problem.
What the hell is so important it couldn't wait till tomorrow?
I was privy to some information at dinner this evening that you need to hear. We need to strategize.
Who are you dining with?
I'd rather not say. The city council is going to try and get a court order to have you disqualified from office.
Who's leading that charge?
Well, Joyce Simpkins is going to step in as interim mayor, but I think it's Sanjay Gohil who's engineering the timing.
Gohil? He's bulletproof. Can you get to him?
I think it's too late.
Well, what are my chances in court?
If the majority of council wants it done, you're out.
Right. I'll start making some phone calls, see if I can pull back to my side. I'm owed some serious favors.
Russ, I think it's too late.
It's never too late.
I need to ask you about the hit and run.
Well, seeing as I didn't hit the girl, let's drop that and start worrying about my career.
Look, if you step aside now, you can let Vinci have his inquest. Your name will inevitably be cleared. And then you can file some lawsuits if you think it's appropriate. And then you can think about running for premier.
I need another term before I do that.
Take the time off. Clear your name. Forget about the city. Think bigger.
I'm not ready to go yet.
Go before they twist the knife. Look, put a positive spin on it. You're retreating now to prepare for a bigger battle. Your run as premier. If you do that, I think I can go to Sanjay and get him to back your run.
So you want me to resign and then announce my intention to run for premier?
Think about it. Take the wind out of their sails. It's always better to go before you're pushed.
So he was in here earlier this evening.
Right.
Okay, what was he shooting, do you know?
I think it was cocaine.
And how was his appearance?
Not good.
Not good?
No, he seemed agitated, a little angry.
Angry? Why do you think he was angry?
Well, he said he'd been trying to get here for a while, and that he'd been stopped and searched by a couple constables in the alley.
He was stopped and searched outside before he came in?
Right. He said that he'd been stopped and that they had taken his drugs. So he had to go out and get some more. By the time he got back here, he was pretty angry about it.
That he was kind of wound up. Anybody else catch this behavior?
No.
No?
But a couple other patrons said that they were hassled on the way in as well.
Really? Wouldn't mind talking to them.
I've got their contact numbers.
Let me see those.
Sure.
I appreciate it.
What's she saying?
I think you're going to want to talk to her. She's describing a situation here where the constables are hassling people before they're coming in here.
Listeners heard the same thing.
So I think I'll go back out and interview Constable Archibald again.
Catch up with you there.
You got those for me already?
Here you go.
Oh, you're the best.
There's two of them for you.
Oh, I forgot to ask you something. Did you hear, like, just before midnight earlier, somebody pounding, yelling at the back door there?
No, I didn't.
No.
No.
But if somebody had been out there pounding and yelling, you would have heard that, though.
Oh, yes.
Because you get pretty close eye on that door, I guess, eh?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you.
Bye.
Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Would you mind answering me another couple of questions?
I think he needs to go home, Dominic.
Just while his memory's fresh, You know how important that is. Earlier in the evening, were you sat up out here busting people inside the safe injection
Well,
site?
we cruised by a couple of times.
Well, did you see Mr. Lowry earlier in the day before you saw him banging at the door?
No, look, I don't think we did.
Okay.
There you go. That's it.
Okay.
Dominic, give him a
Thank you
break.
very much. But he was banging at the door.
It's exactly like I told you before.
Okay.
Come on, let's get you home.
All right, thanks. Sorry, Chief. I'd wake you up. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I need another investigator down here. Get your ass down here. Safe injection site.
Hey, it's William. Yeah, the judge just tossed my conspiracy drug case. No, it's a prelim.
Oh, right there.
I didn't even see it coming.
Well, it's just as I predicted. As a result of last night's incident, there's an editorial in both of the newspapers asking for the immediate closure of the safe injection site.
Both papers. Well, just great. Just let him scream. I don't think it's as clear cut as this constable's making it sound.
How so?
Well, it seems that the constables, there maybe others too, were set up in that alley and they're harassing anybody coming in or going out of that safe injection site. And his statement there that there's all this pounding going on at the rear doors and really washing with the workers at the site.
All right. Well, the press are asking for a comment. Do you want me to handle that?
I can handle that. I'm just going to say it's premature to comment, other than we have the 2 tragic deaths to investigate.
Well, here's how I think it's going to play out at City Hall. Joyce Simpkins is going to seize this opportunity to call for the immediate closure of the site, and then she's going to use that as a major part of her campaign for mayor.
I'm okay with that. If she wants to make that her issue, beautiful.
All right. Well, if you change your mind, if you want someone else to take over the investigation, let me know.
Oh, I can handle it.
All right.
I can follow your lead on this. You're the senior detective here.
No, I haven't worked robbery in 7, maybe 8 years. Think you better take the lead.
All right.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
What happened here?
So far, I'm hearing 2 guys, both in balaclavas. They walk in right after 9. That's when the doors open at 9.
What about a driver? Anybody see a vehicle?
No, nothing yet.
What's the take looking like?
Don't know. They just emptied out the counters. They didn't even try for the vault or the deposit boxes.
Okay, so you want to have someone canvass the area here, see if anyone saw them coming in or out?
Sure.
They use a weapon?
None of the tellers can agree so far. Some say they saw a gun, some didn't. Can't tell either way from the tape, but everybody said these guys are real calm. Nobody got hurt.
The statement from the nurses inside the injection site seemed to contradict the constable's version of events.
Right. The 2 victims could have had an earlier confrontation, which fueled the one later on in the evening.
Last thing we need is another incident like this that drags on into an inquest. Not right on the heels of the Roy Cardinal case.
Yeah, well, there's no way it was an unprovoked assault on the constable's part. Just whether they hassled the guy earlier on in the evening. And there was supposed to be a no-go zone around the injection site, which apparently these 2, they ignored it of their own accord, so... But I think we'll come out okay on this.
All right. I'll keep you posted.
Sure will.
Mick, there's a woman out here to see you. Says she's the widow of Will Summers.
Oh, is that right? Emily.
Hello.
Hey. Are you holding up?
Oh, okay. Just got back from Mexico.
Okay. Hey, we should go and talk in here.
I just wanted to say that I know who was on the boat with Will when he died.
Really?
He wants to talk to you.
Oh, that's such good news. Come on in here. Boy, oh boy. I've been getting nowhere.
We got a problem. Anna, the mayor's maid,
Yeah?
she's saying she's going to head back to the Philippines.
You mean back to the Philippines?
Yeah, now she's talking that she doesn't want to get involved in a trial. She doesn't want to testify against the mayor. She's really frightened, actually.
She can't go back to the Philippines. And you're here for the inquest,
She
huh?
hasn't got anything. She's got no job. She has no visa. And I don't think I can talk her into staying, really.
Well, she's staying with you, though, isn't she? That's okay, isn't it?
Well, she's on the pullout.
So?
Maybe, if the coroner's office could spring for a little dough to keep her afloat until the inquest.
That'd be a pretty hard sell, my boss there. Money for a witness for a board? Don't think it's gonna fly.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd ask.
Don't I owe you some money for a couple of jobs there?
Yes, you do, actually.
Yeah, I do. You wanna walk with me? I gotta go see the chief.
Right
Go
behind
with
you.
me. We'll hit the ATM right now. I got my wallet. Yeah, I do.
All right, here he comes. And that's the second guy there. Said he put a gun to his back. That's what he told the guard.
Okay.
Man, look at that jacket. Can you get closer on that second guy?
I think so. One sec. There you go.
All right, let's get these images out there as soon as possible. Somebody might be able to spot that parka.
Okay.
Listen, Da Vinci's been getting a lot of heat from the press about the safe injection site. We should take the high road on that. So I suggest you just say it's a tragedy, constable in the line of duty. Would it have happened had there been no injection site? You can't say. But you can use this to say that obviously having a safe place to inject doesn't prevent the need for addicts to acquire drugs or the violence that sometimes takes place when the habit demands to be fed.
Hey, what's this bull hearing about our guys rousting addicts on the way in? We have a no-go policy in place. Now, did they do that on their own initiative, or do we have a bigger problem down there?
We're trying to find that out.
Well, I don't want anybody anywhere near that place despite what happened last night. And make sure the word gets out the no-go zone is still in place, all right?
Okay, okay. I'll get a memo out to the afternoon shift, and I'll meet you at the briefing.
All right.
Hey. Hey, Chief.
Dominic, how we doing?
Well, on which front?
Last night first. How do you want to handle it?
Well, I think it's straight ahead. I think it's just a case of the guy got hassled, he got his drugs ripped off earlier, and he got there and he got aggressive. What can you say? I just don't want this to turn into like an us versus them, you versus me thing here. And the public should be aware of the complexities here.
Well, that's good. We're on the same side. Okay, Kurt, what else?
You mean what, they didn't run?
Yeah.
The mayor did it. Okay, it's going to go to the inquest. When it goes to inquest, the Crown's going to want to prefer charges.
Okay. Have a press briefing. Now, I'm going to say that it's a regrettable tragedy, but there's no sign of inappropriate police action. Okay with you?
Well, for now. All right. I'll see you later.
This branch doesn't get hit as often as most. That's why I transferred here from the Burrard branch. I was hit there 3 times.
How long you been a teller here?
Assistant administrator. Almost 2 years.
What kind of cash do you typically keep up front?
Well, I had under 2,000, I think.
2,000? The cash drawer's on a timer here?
Yeah, and I told them that and they left. We had one happen just like this last year.
Similar in what way?
Oh, guys wearing masks first thing in the morning. They didn't go into the vault.
When was this?
About a year ago, maybe more.
You think it might have been the same guys?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you caught those first guys. The dye pack exploded. I got a dye pack in with the cash, and you guys caught them driving away.
Okay. So anything else you can think of?
I don't know. It was pretty much the same drill to a T now that I think about it.
But no dye pack this time around?
No. The guy was watching me like a hawk.
Okay. Don't go away. You got something for me?
Yeah, I just talked to a grocer down the lane. He said he saw a white minivan idling in the alley this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he said the fumes are drifting in back of his store.
You get a plate?
Nah, just a white family van, and that's all he saw.
All right.
Okay.
He was wearing his vest, but that didn't stop him from getting a screwdriver in the neck.
There's another injury here. I didn't really see that one last night.
Yeah, right in the ear there. That actually broke his eardrum, probably disoriented him right away, caused him to stumble around. One of the wounds cut his jugular, another one put a hole in his airway, and the third one severed nerves in his spinal column.
All right, so even if the paramedics had gotten there sooner, wouldn't have made much difference.
Probably not, even if they'd been standing right there while it was happening. And that screwdriver had been sharpened and been prepared as a knife, not a screwdriver.
And what about the addict? Anything married?
Yeah, he was shot 3 times, like you thought, once in the back, then twice in the chest.
Wait a minute, no, once in the back and then twice in the chest, so it was the back first. How do you know that for sure?
The shots in the chest were into the exit wound from the shot in the back. I can show you, he's on the table.
Nice.
What about the distance there? Does the range look the same, more or less?
No, the shot in the back was from quite a bit further away. The 2 front shots left powder burns in the exit wound of the first shot.
How you doing?
There.
I understand that you got a witness for him?
Yeah, he's right over here.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, we were around canvassing again today. I called the homicide. The detective said he needed to talk to this guy as well, so I held on to him.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. His name's Reg.
Reg. Okay, great. Thanks.
Dominic.
Yeah,
how you doing?
Great.
If you want to go and talk to this guy, interview him first, go right ahead. I want to talk to him about who's been hassling people at the back and whose idea that was.
That's a good idea.
All right. Excuse me. Got a couple seconds and got a couple questions for you.
How you doing? Hey. Okay, so I understand that you saw something of this incident last night?
Yeah, I live right here. That's my balcony there.
Oh, you got a balcony?
Well, so, yeah, I'm out on my balcony and I'm just having a cigarette and I hear all this banging coming from the back door of the safe injection site.
So you took a look and you saw who that was, eh?
Yeah, it was Gene, and he was out of his mind, screaming and yelling and out of his mind. Then what happened?
That's a good question.
And then the cops come down the alley and they stop and they get out.
The cops came from that way?
Yeah.
Okay, so you took a look and you recognized Gene, you knew him by sight.
Who did I know?
Gene, the deceased.
Did I know him? No.
You don't know Gene? Well, see, I assumed you knew Gene because you called him by his name.
No, I read about his name in the newspaper.
Oh, that's interesting. What paper is that?
Province.
Who's in the Province? Go on. The cops came down the alley.
Yes.
Did they get out of the car?
They got out of the car, and they're coming up on him, and he just turns and he attacks the first one.
Just like that. So the cops showed up and he immediately just went over there and started attacking them.
Right. He attacks him. He's stabbing him with something in his hand, and the second cop shouts a couple of times to stop.
Stop.
And then he shoots.
He shoots him. But how far away was he when you shot him?
5 feet, me to you.
About 5 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. And then?
The first shot spun him around, I guess, and the second one got him in the back.
Okay, perfect. Well, I really appreciate you talking to me. Would you mind hanging on here just in case the detective wants to ask you something? Okay, great.
So if Blake and Archibald were stopping people from going in and out there, they'd be in violation of the no-go policy, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but, you know, we've all been careful there. You may not like the idea of making it easy for these addicts, but we've been keeping to the policy.
Right. But if they were stopping people, would they have been the only two guys you know who were doing that, or what?
Yeah. I don't want to badmouth them, though. They're both stand-up guys.
Right, yeah, definitely. They both got great records, so... All right, thanks.
No problem.
I might be back a little later.
Okay.
Okay.
We got some prompted testimony over here. He says he knew Gene Lowry's name from the paper, but we haven't released that name to the paper.
No, I don't think so. Constable over here says that they've all been obeying the no-go policy. So.
Okay, catch up with you later.
Yeah. Reg.
Yes.
Detective Leary.
There's some similarities with the robbery we investigated at the same branch over a year ago.
Oh, yeah? The same branch?
2 of the 3 guys who pulled that off are still locked up.
How about the vehicle? I understand there was a van spotted at the scene.
Yes, and we just got a call. There's a white minivan abandoned at Renfrew Elementary. That was our next step.
All right. How you settling in, Angela?
Good so far. Thanks.
Good to have you back on board. Hope it's not for long.
Thanks. Me too. Do you know Rosario?
Who's that?
It's a constable. It says here he took the initial call in the robbery early last year.
Rosario. I never heard of him.
Yeah, Nick and I were looking at him for the beating of a native kid, Roy Cardinal. That kid who was hit by a train.
Oh, really? That I heard about.
Yes, I can do that. All right. Thank you.
So what's up?
Well, it's starting to sort it out. It's a little sketchy around the edges, but it does look like the victim did the attacking on the constables with a screwdriver. Maybe the response from the Vancouver members was less than perfect, but I think that maybe come up clean this one.
All right, then.
Okay.
Oh, I just heard from Sanjay. It seems our mayor is going to be making an announcement shortly about his retirement.
Really?
Yeah. So as soon as that happens and they set up Joyce Simpkins as the interim, you're going to have to declare your candidacy.
It's really going to hit the fan then, isn't it?
Do you have any ideas as to who we can draft in as your replacement?
Mick Leary from Homicide. He's the guy.
Yeah, Leary, right. You've spoken highly of him in the past.
Oh, he's perfect for the job. I think he's looking to make some kind of a jump anyway. But I've done a lot of scenes with him. I love the guy. He's got, he's sharp, and I like his patience.
Good. All right. Well, I think you should talk to him right away and see what his thoughts are.
Okay.
And you should also let it be known what your plans are to whoever that might concern.
Well, here we go.
All right.
Angela, do you have a minute?
Hey, William. Okay, check. Sure. Yeah, Yeah, what's up?
I just wanted to ask you about that sting you guys were putting together last year, that UC deal on Brian Curtis.
What about it?
How'd it go?
How'd it go? Never went anywhere. Brian just landed on his feet in homicide.
Really? Well, the reason I ask is I had a conspiracy to traffic case tossed this morning. A lot of that case was resting on evidence that Curtis put together. Informant testimony?
Oh, yeah, well, that's a specialty, informant testimony, particularly the coerced kind. So what happened?
Oh, defense just called witness after witness at the prelim, refuting Crown testimony that I thought was rock solid. They picked the whole case apart. It was a big embarrassment.
Really? You know, you might want to talk to whoever's working this murder trial coming up, Susan Lewis. You been following that one?
Yeah, Susan Lewis, I heard of it.
Brian put together a lot of evidence on her, too. You as Crown Counsel, I think. You should compare notes with her.
Yeah, Vicky, you. I know her.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if this one gets tossed at the prelim as well.
All right, I'll take a look at it. Thank you, Andrew.
No, thank you.
Got the autopsy report from our drug counselor, Don Marcos.
Oh, yeah?
Consistent with suicide.
Great. We can clear that one off our plate.
Yeah. What about the suicide note? Those papers that went missing.
Well, if they turn up, they turn up. Until then, send it back on to Lou.
Okay, you want to see it?
You Williams?
Yes, I am.
Mike Lazarescu talked to you on the phone from Edmonton, commercial crime unit up there.
All right. Yeah, how you doing, Mike?
Yeah, good. Just got back from that forensic accounting conference at Richmond.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah. Anyway, I was curious to see if you'd gotten anywhere on that Chirelli situation. That banker hanging from the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't we grab a room?
All right.
You also spoke to a couple of other detectives about Mr. Chirelli?
Yeah, that's right. Nick and Angela, something or other. What I didn't tell them at the time, and what I just found out myself, actually, is that Mr. Chirelli was putting a little extra work as an RCMP informant.
He was? Was the RCMP keeping that a secret for some reason?
No, but he was snitching off the books. That's why it took a long time to get those alarms set off.
What kind of info was Chirelli supplying?
He had a history of laundering cash. And the bank he worked for, the Bank of Milan, they got a spotty background, too. Sounds like the horsemen were using Chirelli to get to some bigger fish.
What kind of bigger fish?
No idea. Couldn't get much information from the horsemen in Edmonton. I was curious. I thought I'd check in with you guys here.
Oh, well, Chirelli's lawyer here, Richard Norton, that's who we've been looking at.
Norton. Okay, what's his story?
Well, he's slippery. Huge sums of cash are disappearing all around him. He's down 2 clients so far, and we're not even close to pinning anything on him.
Well, I was just curious.
Yeah, me too. Well, thanks for this.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Keep me in the loop. I'm going to be in town for another week.
All right.
Okay, movies. Since Netflix has made it so easy for people to find the right movies, you're all going out today. Netflix users can choose from classics and new releases to TV shows and get the details on over 70,000 titles. Even search for children's movies based on age. That's you, Pinocchio. Yep. No late fees ever, so some of you may be out for quite a while. Children's movies. Don't forget to call home when you get there.
Netflix, the DVDs you want from only $5.99 a month.
Larry, it's time we got more life insurance. I've been looking. I can't believe how much it can cost.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need $1 million policy, just enough to help with the bills we'll leave behind. They're the loans and the credit cards and probably medical expenses, too. And I hear the average funeral costs more than $6,000. We really need more life insurance.
Sure do.
But where can we find affordable coverage at our age with your health?
It's not a problem. We belong to AARP.
Whether you're looking to supplement an existing policy or buying protection for the first time, you cannot be turned down for AARP Guaranteed Acceptance Life. You never have to visit a doctor or answer any health questions. If you're an AARP member between the ages of 50 and 80, your acceptance is guaranteed for up to $15,000 in affordable lifetime protection. With this plan, rates never increase just because you grow older. You can't be singled out for a rate increase. What's more, this insurance is yours to keep even if you live to be 100. And the AARP life insurance program is endorsed and monitored by AARP. No wonder so many people over 50 turn to the program to get the coverage they need. To find out more about AARP Guaranteed Acceptance Life, just dial this toll-free number and request free information by mail. There's no risk or obligation.
Receive a free comfort massager just for calling. Call 1-800-616-1034. Not an AARP member will tell you how to join. Call 1-800-616-1034.
Thanks to the AARP life insurance program, we can get life insurance without a medical exam. Or a big price tag.
That's right.
All we have to do is pick up the phone.
Oh, don't bother. I already called and got this free information by mail.
Call now for free information and a free gift. Call 1-800-616-1034.
There's a new way to fight a big cold. Immerse yourself in total cold relief. With new Alka-Seltzer Plus Liquid, it speeds relief to every inch of you. Liquidate your big cold with new Alka-Seltzer Plus Liquid.
Mind if I join you?
Please.
Listen, I thought you should know the Crown's been dropping a lot of Brian Curtis's arrests. Apparently, not much of his evidence has been holding up in court.
That's so. So you've heard about the drug counselor, I assume.
Drug counselor. What about him?
Don Marcos blew his brains out. So it looks like we won't have to worry about his testimony held up in court, will we?
He killed himself.
Looks that way. So you're bringing this to me, why?
Just a heads up. I mean, if the Crown starts making a lot of noise about Brian's sketchy police work, they're going to push internal to take another look at him. And it'll be obvious down the line that you were soft on Brian.
No, I appreciate the friendly hands up, Angela, but I'm not too worried. Because what'll be more obvious to internal down the line is your consistently paranoid and vindictive behavior.
Oh, this has nothing to do with me.
Come on, Angela, I'm only here cleaning up your mess. What more do you want me to do? You passed the polygraph we threw at him.
Really? And who administered that polygraph?
Jeez. You know, I'm really worried about you, Angela. You don't seem to be dealing with this very well.
Don't worry about me, Joe. Worry about yourself when your bosses come knocking, asking how the hell you let Brian Curtis slip through your fingers.
Yeah, thanks. I'll do that. Hey, we need to talk.
Hey,
Dominic, did you get my message about the witness there?
Oh, yeah, I don't think he got it entirely straight. And the cops, they probably hassled the guy earlier, and they just responded as best they could. Look, I gotta ask you something. I need a quick answer on this.
Okay, what?
You wanna work for the coroner service?
You got an opening down there?
Yeah, me. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna make a run for the mayor. What can I say? So you want my job or not?
Don't want your job.
It's yours or you want it.
Well, I got to think about it for a while. You know, I'm still in the middle of a couple of cases here.
No, it's all right. No, take your time. Let me know tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. I gotta know.
Okay, whatever. Look, I think you're going to do a great job up there.
You think so?
I do. I know you will.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Thanks for thinking of me, too.
You're the man for the job, my friend. You gotta let me know.
I will. Yeah, I will. Hey, Dominic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'll take the offer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
They're very lucky to have you. Okay, we'll be talking.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Roger, it's Joe. Just a quick heads up on a potential situation with the Crown.
What situation with the Crown?
Has to do with Brian Curtis.
That's funny you should call. I'm sitting across from the Assistant Deputy Attorney General of the Justice Branch. Says a couple of his Crown counsel have a situation with Detective Brian Curtis.
Oh. Well, in that case, you already know more than I do.
Well, I hope I don't, Joe, for both our sakes. We're gonna have to go over all this.
Okay, just let me know when.
Chief said?
Yeah, but he's busy. Can I get him to call you?
No. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Okay. How do you like it here?
Well, it's pretty good so far.
I guess so. Do you remember that scene we did together was an overdose, and you told the parents that I didn't do such a great job on that girl because I didn't check to see if she got a hot shot?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Well, that was a brilliant idea.
I'm sorry, which part? You doing a lousy job or me telling the family about it?
You really are a piece of work, Lodgko. Yes, sir. Everybody's right. You got what you deserve from Shannon.
Yeah? Up yours.
Oh, gentlemen, anything I should be aware of here?
I'm just getting caught up. You free?
Come on in. What can I do for you?
Okay, I got something to tell you, but this information can't leave the office for a couple of days.
All right.
No, I mean it.
And I said, all right.
I'm gonna make a run for mayor in the next election.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I guess congratulations are in order.
Thank you. And just so you know, if I don't win this election, I'm gonna be right back at my desk at the corner.
Either way, I'm sure you'll continue being a big pain in the ass.
I just can't be helped. But look, this is why I'm here. We're gonna make, there was some police issues that would be central to our campaigning. So I thought, well, we should get together and talk about these issues, identify what they are, and then see where we concur, where we differ, and how we might actually work together.
Sure. Sounds like a great idea.
Beautiful.
Mayor know about this?
I don't want to find out, not till after they stick the knives in. I think they're doing that right now.
Do I have to call you your worship? Because that might be kind of tough.
Yeah, you can just kiss my ring.
At least it's not your ass.
Angela. You all right? I need to talk to you about Brian. I don't think that's a good idea. Look, I've been hearing rumors. The Crown's upset with a lot of his arrests. They're starting to notice the cracks in his police work. Well, I haven't heard anything about that. But he's working out all right for you in homicide? Yeah, working out well so far. Yeah? So if the Crown were to come to you, that's what you would tell them, that he's working out well so far?
If the Crown came to me with a problem regarding one of my detectives, I would do whatever is reasonable to protect that detective.
Right. Kind of like you protected me.
You have no one to blame for your situation but yourself, Angela.
What should I tell Elaine Cloud then?
Excuse me?
Elaine Cloud. Should I point her in the direction of the police board? Or maybe I should introduce her to a reporter or two?
If you think this tactic is going to land you back in homicide, you're mistaken.
This is not a tactic. This is the damn pig farm we're talking about. Not my career.
What then?
Well, you already tried to spin this Elaine Cloud situation onto me. But the way I figure it, you're the one whose neck is exposed in this, not mine.
You know, be careful.
Don't worry. I don't want to sink you. But I would appreciate it if you would talk to the Crown and also give a little push for an internal investigation of Brian.
Well, that's never going to happen, Angela. Not this way.
Okay. That's your call.
So you were on the boat when this thing went down?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, Emily told me you were an old friend. If I could trust you.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you, though, I gotta solve this case, right? So I'm not guaranteeing any deals here.
But you're gonna do what you can.
Yeah, just tell me what you know.
All right. I was going on a run with the dope, heading out to meet another boat on the American line, right? I fired up the boat, but I got a problem on the fuel pump. So I call Will, he comes down with a new pump. We were putting it in, all of a sudden we hear all this noise coming from up top, like somebody's opening up the hatches. And Will, he goes up on deck to see what it is. Well, I hear a couple of shouts. I start looking for the rifle we keep on board for popping the seals, raiding the catch. I finally find it. I come back out and I see Will getting pistol whipped by a couple of Asian guys. And then Will goes over the side to get away. Well, I say, screw this, man. I'm not going to shoot anybody, right? And so I go up to the wheelhouse, over the top deck, over the side, and swim to shore. I figure Will's going to make it the same way. Hang around a while, watching these guys unload the dope, and then I get the hell out of there. I'm freezing half to death. I figure, Will's gonna call me later.
Did you recognize these guys if you saw them again? You know those guys?
I don't know, maybe. Look, I'm sorry I didn't call you earlier. It's just that I've been hiding out, and I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, this is what you need to do. Get yourself a damn good lawyer, right? Then we'll see what we can do for you. If you testify to what you told me. All of it.
Sure.
Okay? You need to get a hold of Will's father and tell him what you know. Tell him what you told me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've been trying to find the to do that.
Well, find him quick. He needs to know.
Okay.
All right.
Can I help you? Yes, Rose Williams, Vancouver homicide. I need a word with Richard Norton.
I'm sorry, he's just in a meeting. Was he expecting you?
No, but he hasn't been returning my calls, so I'm gonna need you to interrupt that meeting.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I phoned you a couple of times about the paperwork on the freighter purchase your client was negotiating.
That's right, the Chinese freighter. I had my girl send the contract over to you on Main Street.
Never made it.
Really? Never mind. I can have a copy for you here now. Is that what you came to see me about?
That, and I wanted to ask you about Mr. Torelli being an RCMP informant. Did you know about that?
An informant? Of course not.
So I can understand why Mr. Torelli ended up being murdered. Whoever he was snitching on found out about it, and he got what he deserved. But what about the money?
What money?
The $7 million that he was going to use to buy the freighter from China with. That was the figure, $7 million?
Give or take. But I have a feeling that money disappeared into the bureaucracy of the Chinese government.
That can happen? $7 million can just vaporize into China just like that, huh?
I don't know. You should talk to them.
How about Michael Zhang? How about his money? His wife insisted that when he came into your office, he had several $100,000 with him.
Like I told you last time, and the time before, and the time before that, I never saw Michael Zhang with any money. Now, if you don't mind, I have a client waiting for me.
The Chinese government, huh?
I can put you in touch with the embassy if you like.
You're going to be suspended with pay.
Suspended?
How long? Pending the investigation. You'll get the official word tomorrow, but I already talked to my boss. He's been meeting with the Assistant Deputy Attorney General.
What about Kurtz?
Have you told Kurtz what's coming?
Kurtz has nothing to say about this.
Apparently not.
For this to happen now, Joe, I've been busting my ass. I'm doing some of the best police work of my career.
It's not me, Brian. You got the Crown involved. This is beyond me.
Okay. What can I do now?
Nothing. I mean, nothing. You cooperate fully with internal, they'll appreciate it, they'll make it easy.
Well, who started all this? Where did all this come from? It's that bitch Cosmo, isn't it? It's Angela, isn't it? Tell me.
Better just take yourself a holiday. It's Angie, hear me? Take a holiday and you may come out the right side of this one. It's over.
Okay, it's Angie. That's cool. No, listen, I appreciate it. I really do. Okay? It's Angie. All right. Thanks, Joseph.
Just letting you know, the Crown's going to be staying the charges against Susan Lewis.
Oh?
Yeah, internal is taking a hard look at one of the investigators.
Wonderful. And how many other potential murderers are getting sprung in the process?
Don't know. Don't want to think about it.
All right, so Miss Lewis is a free woman.
Yeah, for the moment.
Okay, Sarah, Sarah. That clears up next week for me.
Russ?
Have a seat.
What can I do for you, Russ?
Oh, you've done so much already. It's...
What's on your mind?
I'm being forced out. Of course, I don't suppose that's news to you. I mean, that was probably your intention in the first place, right?
Did you get the waitress here call you a cab before you say something that actually pisses me off?
All right, listen. I'm stepping down. Joyce Simpkins is going to take over. She might as well kiss that red light goodbye once and for all.
You about done here?
No, I'm not even close to done. I know what you've been telling people about me, so you have your little inquest, all right? As soon as that's done, I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to sue you for malicious libel.
We'll just see who comes out on top of this one, won't we?
You are such a smug, obnoxious, petty little man.
You are so warped by your own sense of privilege and power, you actually think you can kill a girl. Because you did, Russ. You killed that girl. And you just carry on, just have your few drinks. What's happened to you? You've completely lost your way. You know what you've become? Pathetic. That's what you've become.
WGN.